Hi, my name is Shane, and back in 2020, I had a pretty mediocre desk setup that was made up of whatever I had at the time. This year, I decided that I should spend a bit more to improve my productivity and create a workspace I look forward to being in. So I went ahead and splashed $5,000 of my sports betting profits on a completely new, updated desk setup. I made sure to pick each of these components very carefully to make sure they matched the functionality as well as the aesthetic I was going for, so that together they would form the setup that would be a haven for productivity and work. Timestamps are included and everything I can find is linked down in the description below. Starting with the desk itself, this is the Desky Dual Sit-Stand Desk with a solid wooden acacia top from Desky. It measures 1500 by 750 millimeters, which is sufficient to hold my dual monitor setup, but also not too large to take up too much space in my room. This is the same size as my old IKEA desk, but this time I decided to go for a wooden texture and a sit-stand functionality. Desky were kind enough to send me this desk to review and I absolutely love it. It was easy to assemble, the build is high quality and fits the warm wooden aesthetic I was going for. I wanted to get a standing desk to be able to help with my posture and also permit me to work at a desk for longer periods of time. The desk comes with 4 memory presets, 2 which I use for my sitting and standing positions and another for the max height, so I can reach underneath the desk easily to work on cable management whenever required. Speaking of cable management, I'm using Desky's own cable management tray and power strip to connect everything with just one cable, and all the mess is nicely hidden from view underneath the desk to reduce clutter. There's still a few cables lying out, but I feel like I've done a good enough job and I don't want to be spending any more time crawling underneath the table. Next, powering the setup is the custom built PC that set me back $3,000 dues. My Asus laptop from my old setup is now about 4 years old and is definitely on its last legs. As such, I decided an investment in a new computer that could more effectively handle the video editing workload and have more storage space for all my video files to be necessary. For the tech enthusiasts out there, I will put the parts that I chose for the PC on screen. To be honest though, I'm not a big computer or PC guru and pretty much I just ended up listening to all my friends' recommendations on which parts I should get. And I also got the PC parts assembled by a professional company. Shame on me, I know. The PC sits on top of an IKEA Alex drawer, which is on the side of the desk. This is where I chuck all my useful stationery, notes, and other important things that I might need to reach and grab every now and then when I am working at the desk. This all helps to keep my desk relatively clutter-free and allows me to work efficiently. For the viewing experience, I use a dual monitor setup. The primary monitor is a 34-inch ultra-wide, which I use for displaying video timelines when I'm editing in Premiere Pro. Otherwise, I can split it into 2 screens and have effectively a 3-screen display, or use it as the primary display in addition to the smaller 24-inch display I have on the side, which was literally just the cheapest one I could find. Having a lot of screen real estate gives me a lot of flexibility as I don't need to switch tabs as often and can see all I need at once, which is especially useful for doing work such as when I'm writing a report and have my research on one screen and my Word document open on the other. Or when I am sports betting, I can have the betting exchange on one screen and 2 bookies on the other in addition to many other different setups. Both these monitors are mounted to the Officeworks gas-sprung large dual monitor stand, which gives it a more floating look and also takes up less desk space, making it look more minimal. Ideally, I would have liked a matte black finish, but grey was the only colour available. The chair I use is the IKEA Javalet, which is an ergonomic chair that I stumbled upon by accident in 2019 and have loved ever since. It has solid back support and is comfortable to sit in for extended periods of time, which is all I can really look for in a chair. If I were to upgrade, I would probably get a Herman Miller, but for now I'm just too broke to justify such an Ali Abdaal level purchase. Now, moving on to the peripherals of the desk, we first have the keyboard and mouse. I'm using the budget RK84 mechanical keyboard, which is an 80% keyboard, and I chose this due to the compact size and minimalist feel while ensuring a good typing experience as I'm using the blue switches. For the mouse, I'm using the Bluetooth MX Master 2S, which I feel has a better aesthetic than the MX Master 3. It has good ergonomics and useful scroll function that allows me to scroll all the way to the end very quickly, as well as scroll across video timelines. The keyboard and mouse sit on top of a nice genuine leather desk mat that I just found on Amazon since it was very reasonably priced, and it has been sturdy and does its job to protect the wooden top from scratches and spills so far. For lighting, I use a few things to illuminate my desk space to make it seem alive and give off more of the soft feel I am going for. First is the same Philips desk lamp that I used in the original desk setup, which gives a nice hue in the background. Next is the Lenovo LED strip that goes around my desk, which I think gives it a nice soft and warm glow. I can control the colors using my 3rd generation Echo Dot and using Alexa voice commands such as this. Alexa, turn on the lights. Lastly is a Basus Light Bar that sits on top of my primary monitor. I chose the Basus model over the BenQ since it was just significantly cheaper, and there was also an Ozbargain discount that made me feel like I was getting a great deal. I didn't feel like there was a significant amount of difference between the Basus and BenQ light bars, at least not enough to justify such a huge price discrepancy. There's both warm and cool color settings, and I can also control the brightness to a limited extent. For the speakers, I've upgraded to the Creative Pebble speakers that I found on discount on Ozbargain once again. I realized my old Edifier speakers, which were just the cheapest ones I could find, were completely rubbish and kept making static sounds even if there wasn't any audio playing, so I just promptly threw them out. I picked the Creative Pebble speakers as I like the shape and look of the speakers themselves. You could say they're definitely a bit creative, and the sound quality is also decent. In regard to the visual appeal of the workspace, I also think that the place needs to smell nice and give a sense of freshness, so I opted to get a diffuser from Asakuki. The wooden texture complements the desk and also has some nice coloured lighting. My favourite diffuser oils is combining lavender and peppermint together, which gives a nice refreshing and pleasant smell. I also have a fake plant since I can't be bothered taking care of an actual living one, and it helps to add a bit more greenery to the place, which, as you all know, every YouTuber is looking for. It also does a somewhat of an okay job of hiding a couple of the cables that I wasn't able to fit into my cable management tray. I also have a webcam for the Zoom meetings and proctored exams, which is becoming commonplace nowadays. So that's everything for my new $5,000 upgraded desk setup for 2022. If you enjoyed this video or found some inspiration for your own desk setup, make sure to smash the like button down below. It will really help out the channel. As always, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.